Futures trading, and more specifically, the very, very vital area of futures trading, finding your comfort level. I got this question in my community. Do most people here prefer MNQ, NQ as opposed to MES, ES? Which to translate for you just means, hey, what do most people trade as far as futures are concerned? And I love this question because it is a great and terrible question at the same exact time. Because it is, I understand where they're coming from. Hey, what are people trading? What should I be trading? That's good. But it's really bad because, well, who cares what other people are trading? You need to trade what you feel comfortable with. And that is going to vary from person to person. And that's what I want to help illustrate in this video by showing you 7 trades that I made. And then based on what you see fluctuating wise, and I'll show you what to focus on, that's going to help tell you, I don't know, is that going to be the right product, the right position size for me? Or should I be looking at another product or position size to potentially trade? That is the goal with this video. Now, right off the get-go, 2 things. Number 1, what are futures? If you have no idea, they're fantastic. They're awesome. Highly recommend them. I do offer a free 4-part class. So if you're interested in that, I'll link down below to see that. Second, I am doing prop firm trading, and what you see in this video is a prop firm. So if you're wondering, okay, Clay, I don't even know what a prop firm is, but who are you using or what are they? And what are their benefits? I'll put a link down below to that. Definitely use that link because it will get you a discount at a prop firm. But very quickly, a prop firm is a way for you to put very, very small amounts of your capital at risk. And then if you can go through the sequence that a prop firm requires, you could look at some very, very nice upside potential. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Like I said, if you want to learn more, just check out the link down below. But let's go through a couple of these trades and figure out, how do you feel as you see these profit and losses fluctuate? If you find yourself just,
oh, it's like you make me all flustered,
then that would be a sign that, you know what, this product, this position size, probably not for you. But if you're watching one and you're thinking, I mean, this is almost like borderline boring.
I'm bored. I'm so bored.
Then you now know you're in the ballpark of what you should be focused on. But I want to reiterate here, there's really 2 things that are needing to be considered. Number 1, what is the product being traded and what is the position size? So be sure you don't do this. Whoa, I saw that product that was crazy. I need to stay away from that product. Maybe, but not necessarily, because you're also going to need to figure in, well, what was the position size being used? In the world of futures trading, you trade contracts. So how many contracts were being traded? And you're going to see a great variety within these 7 trades. So don't automatically think that the product's the problem, and also don't automatically think the position size is the problem. So if you see a big position size and you think, okay, no, that's way too much for me. Well, that same exact position size on another product may have you feeling okay. So that's where you got to factor in those 2 things and not just think that it's only a position size problem or a product problem. You might need to be able to kind of mix the 2 together. But my point here is that this is how you begin to find your comfort level, is how do you feel when you see these numbers fluctuate? And this will be the screen that you're going to be looking at and seeing on all these trades. So the first thing to just keep an eye on is right up here. That is telling you what product is being traded. And the other thing to keep in mind and watch is down here, that column, that is showing you the position size, which I just talked about. And then the golden goose column is right here. This is the spot where that profit and loss, the P&L, is going to fluctuate and be moving all over the place. And that's where you got to ask yourself, as you watch those numbers fluctuate, how do you feel? So let's get into trade number 1. And in this situation, it is going to be a bigger position size. So I'm doing 5 contracts on the NQ. Okay, I'm looking to get short here now on this back test. And I'm in. And for $200 there, very good. So how'd that one have you feeling? Just something to take a mental check of. Let's move into trade number 2. And now this one is 1 contract, but on the same product. So the first trade was, the product was NQ, position size of 5. This is the same product, NQ, position size of 1. Okay, I have an order up here for a put that's getting close to getting filled. I am in. See if it wants to come down or not. So you can see the profit and losses fluctuating down there. So this is open. This is the realized or the close, however you want to call that. I'm not sure how it did not fill me. Thought it was down there. All right, so I just got out of that one. Number 3 here is going to be the same thing. Product is NQ, position size is 1. All right, I am in put. I'm on a 15-second chart, so this is totally experimentation mode. And now we have this next one. Once again, position size of 1, product the NQ. Okay, I have an order at, and I'm in there. My stop is up there. So when that green X right there is representing my stop. So if you were to imagine a line, you know, it's something similar to that. So yeah, about that crosshair level. Is where the stop loss is at. Let's try to help you visualize. So it's getting close to potentially stopping me out. I was thinking maybe a rejection out there. And now we're changing things up. Same product, it will be the NQ, but now a position size of 3. So take note, you've kind of gotten a couple different, you've had the 5 contract, you've had a 1 contract, but what about right in the middle? What about 3? Let's take a look at this one. Okay, I'm in. I did not capture that on video. Why is that not filling me? Got close. I guess it didn't hit me, or it didn't get down far enough. There we go. And then as we head into trade number 6, we are now at a different product. We're at the MNQ. The M stands for micro, which just means the numbers will be smaller, hence micro. I think micros are fantastic. So you're going to see some smaller numbers move around. So this next trade will be the product of MNQ, position size of 1. Maybe I'm going to be able to get one here. Let's see. There we go. I'm in. So like I said, that's a number to watch. And you can see it's just, 50 cents, $1.50, $1. So $3 on that one. And then for the final trade here, we are on the same product, the MNQ, but position size of 3. So this will give you a little bit better of a gauge of, okay, what would a little bit higher position size with this different product of MNQ look like? So let's take a look at this one. I'm gonna try to get at those 3 right there, and I'm in with 3. So you can see how it's behaving. So there you go. So there we go. 7 trades across a variety of different circumstances. I hope this is now helping you to kind of narrow down and see what I mean when it comes to, yeah, everybody might be a little bit different, and the product being used and the position size is definitely going to play a large role in influencing how I was feeling when I was looking at those numbers. Because if you felt freaked out, there's no way you're ever going to be able to manage a trade properly. So that's something that we're trying to avoid. You've got to be able to look at those numbers. And I don't want to say be totally bored, but you want to be very close to being bored, because that means that as far as your psyche is concerned, you can handle those numbers and you're going to be able to, stay cool, calm, and collected within the trade itself. So again, if you're still watching, I'm guessing that means that you are finding this interesting, but you still may not know what futures are. And as I already mentioned, I will put a link to this class down below, totally free, 4-part series. And then in terms of the prop firm that I'm using to execute these trades and keep my risk at a very low level, they can be found here at Take Profit Trader. And again, I will put a link down below so you can either get signed up with them and take advantage of the discount, or just learn about what a prop firm trading is. So I'm hoping you feel in a much better spot now and you're starting to narrow down what area of the futures market may be, or maybe like I said, piqued your interest in the futures market and you can go start to learn more about them with that class. But at the end of the day, be honest with yourself, be honest with your emotions, how you're feeling, and that will help start to direct you down and find that nice comfort level that you need to have as a futures trader, or really any type of trader, but especially within the world of futures. If there's any other questions or anything like that, please leave those down below. And also, if you appreciate this content, if you want to support the channel in a totally free way, please hit that subscribe button. It really does help out. So thanks for watching, and go find that comfort level. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up, as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.